Hi, everybody. March is National Nutrition Month, and so we are going to spend a little bit of time talking about this week's tip encouraged by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics to ensure that you eat right. If this is your first time tuning in, I am Kelly Houston, a registered dietitian and lactation counselor who works with people of all ages and genders to help them eat for fuel, eat for fun, and eat for life. This is week 3 of National Nutrition Month, and I'm really happy to be talking to you today about this week's theme to help you maximize your nutrition so you have plenty of energy and stamina to live a life you love. Week 3's tip is plan your meals and snacks. Let me just say that I know this can be easier said than done. As someone who literally has a degree in food and nutrition and works with people daily, helping them to plan out meals and snacks, please know that even I have struggled on and off with finding a method of meal planning that works for my family in whatever stage of life we happen to be in. I've written about it several times, so I'll post the links to those here. As our life circumstances change, so does our meal planning situation, and I'm sure that your life has similar aspects in that way. For meal planning in this case, I'm referring specifically to dinners. With the holiday hecticness of December, I was determined, as so many of us are, to get back on track when January rolls around. I had to try to decide something different. I first downloaded a blank 6-week calendar, and I tried to think of meals that would fit our general availability for that given day. Very fast meals on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays, days that I'm at work and potentially my husband would be making dinner with all 3 kids at home. I work a few Wednesdays a month, but even though I leave early enough to pick up the kids from school, those nights are hectic with trying to get them a snack and homework done. So I try to think of crock-pot meals or meals that could be prepped in advance. So I just have to put them in the oven. Thursdays, I'm usually out of the office. So on Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I planned out meals that might have longer prep and or cook time. With the 6-week calendar, it was easier for me to check at a glance that we weren't doing the same type of cuisine multiple days in a row, and that we weren't repeating the same protein source, carb, or vegetable too often. I also, on that 6-week calendar, wrote down the source of the recipe, whether it was a website or cookbook, and I printed off any recipes that I might need. Once I had a general plan for the 6 weeks, I broke it down into weekly components. I downloaded a pre-grocery store template off Etsy, and then on the back, I wrote all the different meals that we would have and any sides, even if it was something generic like fruit. After that was completed, being a visual learner, I highlighted each category of food in a different color. So produce was green, pantry items were yellow, frozen foods were blue, meats were orange, and dairy was purple. That made it easy for me to put them on the list in their corresponding category on the shopping list. I bought a binder and I have the 6-week calendar in front, then week 1's shopping list along with any recipes, so I don't have to search around for the recipe when it comes to dinner time, and then week 2's list, and then it goes on and on and on. I invested in clear paper protectors. So when preparing my shopping list, it's super easy for me to circle or cross off items we need with a dry erase marker. We're currently in the second 6-week cycle of the meal planning system. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. You can see we've crossed out a few meals that we didn't enjoy as much. We want to put something else in that rotation, or this week we realized we weren't in the mood for the roasted chicken we had scheduled for Sunday, so we were able to meal plan something else. When planning meals in general, as in not just dinners, it's also important to consider how you feed yourself from day to day. Are you eating enough, going too long between meals and snacks, including a variety of foods? Usually eating every 3 to 5 hours is sufficient to maintain consistent energy throughout the day. You should always let your body be your guide. There's nothing inherently wrong with eating more frequently than every 3 hours, but it does take up a lot of mental energy if you have to stop every 2 hours or even more frequently to eat something. If you're going longer than 5 hours between eating, you might find that you're on the verge of primal hunger. You might start to feel symptoms like getting a headache, feeling nauseous, shaky, dizzy, or hangry. As many are heading back to the office after 2 years of working from home, consider, are you bringing enough food to get you through the day without ripping off the receptionist's head? If not, you're likely not eating enough in general or waiting too long between meals. While it's not vital or recommended to have a militant agenda of what, when, and where you'll be eating, it is a pretty good idea to know generally what and when you're going to eat next. That way, you don't have to worry about it in the back of your mind. You can move on with your day and focus on things that really matter, like adjusting to your new work routine and catching up with coworkers whom you haven't seen in a long time. So I'd love to hear, what methods of meal planning work best for you? What's your favorite way that meal planning helps you? Or do you just wing it from night to night? Are you concerned about packing food for the office again after having more flexibility eating from home for so long? If this video was helpful, please remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, or share. As always, if you live in Illinois or Missouri and would like a more personalized nutrition plan, or you feel like you struggle with eating in a way that energizes your life and fuels your passions, please feel free to reach out to hello@kellyhoustonrdn.com or visit kellyhoustonrdn.com/schedule. Take care and see you next time.